Oh my goodness.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
All right. So this is part 5 of our Wise and Healthy Living Edge Success training. And what we have just completed with our person who has now stepped through door 3 of openness into wanting to build a business. We've sat down, we've done our business overview with them, and have told them that their first step is going to be to host a class to get people there. That's their job, and our job is going to be to come and teach the class. After that class has happened, and after they've demonstrated that they're serious about this by getting people to their class and by really having some good success with that, then that is our indicator that it is now time to start investing our time and effort into mentoring them on this path. And so Shay is going to share with us what that first mentoring meeting is going to look like, and some of the tools that Edge Success has designed to just maintain simplicity, which equals duplication ability, and to help them stay organized in their efforts. So Shay, thank you so much for being with us again, and let's talk fast track planners.
Fast track planners. So when you're, one thing on the mentoring path to remember, a key phrase that Rod talked about was invite everyone, work with those that move towards you, and mentor the committed. So just as Carrie mentioned in video number 4, you know, there's people that we're working with, and we're like dragging along, come on, do this with us, do this with us. If they're truly committed and they want to do it, they'll move towards you and they'll want to be mentored. So just remember to keep that mentorship up as you're doing this. So one thing that's going to help you with that is helping them what's called a fast track planner. So it's broken down into like a little trifold, and so it's about 4 pages long. So your main one that you start with would be for them, and I would suggest even filling one of these out for you. So you would ask them to make a top 100 list of people that they want to share with. And then once they have that top 100 list, they can take those people. Let me just grab my notes here. Yeah, they would then start putting them in this as they share, and they get people that are committed to meeting with them and doing classes or at a class. They would start adding their names into this top sheet here. I'll just put it a little bit closer into these columns. On the side here, for you, so that you know you're ready and prepared, there's this whole section here on being prepared. So it's going to ask you if you've had a membership overview. It's also going to ask if you've had the business overview, and then there's some steps into that. And if you've had 3 classes that you've done with your upline. So those 3 classes would be, you're going to teach the first class. Then the person that's interested in doing the business that you're meeting with, you would co-teach. And then that 3rd class would be that you're there to help them if needed, but they would be teaching that class on their own. And then there's also a section on their CDs that he has available about watching and listening to training classes. So that would be there. So this is your little guide to things to make sure that you're prepared to mentor this person. So once you've met with them, and then you start filling in these little lines here. There's actually just like a little thing to help keep you organized on, let's say that I'm talking to Johnny Smith. So we're going to ask him so he's attended a class. So you're going to write his name down. And then if he enrolled, you're going to make a slash on one of your little blue buckets there. And then it just goes through to keep you organized. So then it would have, so he is enrolled, so you'd want to do a membership overview with him. Once you do, then you would make a full X in that box. And then it's asked if you did the business overview. So in the second box that's green, you would, once you've done a business overview, you would make a slash. And then if they're a committed builder, you would be able to then make a whole X. So as you're going down this list, you will be able to easily see who you still need to meet with to do a membership overview. And then you would clearly be able to see if you have people that are willing and able and wanting to do this as a business as well. Okay, so that's the first little section. And then he has a 631 success schedule for us to all be doing. And one is asking 6 daily questions, which we'll go into a little bit further once we're done with this fast track planner. There's also 3 weekly objectives and 1 monthly event. So the 6 daily questions actually go into a little booklet. So I'm going to finish describing this and then we'll go back to that. So remind me, Carrie, to remember to do that. And then what are your goals? So down here at the very bottom, you're going to have some goals that you want to dream about. So what's your goal in 90 days? What's your long-term goal? And then also what's your why? So he has a journaling assignment here to discover your why. So he suggests for 1 week, for 10 minutes each day, write in your journal the answers to the following questions. If my long-term goal was a reality today, how would that change my life? And what happens if I never reach this goal? So doing that 10 minutes a day for a week, you will reach and discover what your why is. And then with your goals, he actually has those ranks that we talked about in the last video down here. And then right above them, there's dates by it. So you can actually visualize when you want to hit those goals. All right, so let's flip to the inside paper here, if you have one. I highly recommend getting these. So this is how to stay organized. So this is going to be for your builders. So those are people that are your top 20 enrollments that want to build. I'm just going to kind of hold this up. I don't know how well you can see it. But this is how to keep organized, not only for yourself, but where are your builders at? So you would write down, let's say, Johnny Smith's name. And then again, you would just go through the list of, have you done a membership overview, a business overview? Have you set goals with them? Created the names list that we talked about? And then have they watched the training videos and CDs? And then it actually goes through and marks off like the classes that they're actually teaching, whether they've shared a presentation, and if the contact is enrolled. So there's this whole little organizational thing, which you can just, once you start filling it in, you can see at a glance where you're at with that person, because the fortune's in the follow-up, right? So we want to help keep them on track by helping them stay with their goals when they're serious about building. And then at the very end here, as they're doing this and being mentored by you and they're finding builders, then this is where you would start writing in the names of their builders so you know where they're at and if they're keeping on track. Anything else you want to say in that?
Well, I have a question for you. So with on this sheet, it has all of the different numbers, right? Are these people that they have enrolled, or is that for classes? What are those additional 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 columns for?
So this would be as they continue this is their classes that they're teaching. So
got it.
Let me just I have little notes here, so I just want to make sure. Yeah, so they're saying that he's saying when you're teaching classes and you're reaching out to at least 35 people, that you will always find at least 3 to 6 people that are really interested in building income with doTERRA. So you just kind of want to help keep them on track with where they're at with their classes, and if they enrolled anybody, and if once they did enroll anybody, reminding them to do a membership overview and a business overview.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so that's just to help keep you organized and on track. Rod actually he loves to do paper versus getting on the computer and doing it. But the Edge Success does have a program that you can use monthly for a fee. I forget how much it is. I want to say it was
$8 or $9. It was really cheap.
Oh, okay. That helps you keep track of that. So if you're a real IT person and you just want to keep everything on your computer, this system is actually on the computer where you can keep track. He just likes to visualize it and see it like sitting on his desk so that he can, it just helps him stay on track. So that's what he does.
The one that I'm talking about, which I'm not sure if it's the same one, is their app that would be for your phone.
Right.
That's $8 or $9. So
yeah, and that's to help keep track of your builders and send them videos and that. The other program I think is I think it's $30. I might be wrong. Please forgive me if I've done it. I forget if it's 30 or 50.
okay.
Okay, so let's flip to the very back page if you have this book. Otherwise, I'm going to just kind of set it up so you can see what it looks like. So this fast track, this would be for you and your top 3 builders. So you would want to put your top 3 builders here underneath the tree because I like this little visual because it's showing you're planting, your roots are going deep. So those top 3 builders there, you're going to put them in there, and then it's going to, on top of their name, there's these 4 boxes that you can check once you've completed certain things. So it says, when the leader is proficient at finding, so you know that your builder is being able to find people and contact people and they're sharing, you would check that off. When the leader is proficient at teaching, then you would check that off. So basically, if you have not checked off these boxes, then that's where you still need to be mentoring this person, is in each section. The other box is when the leader is proficient at enrolling. And then when the leader is proficient at duplicating herself in others. So the reason for this is once they've hit those 4 checked boxes on their name, you know that you're just there, you're a call away for that person if they need you and they have a question, but you can let them fly. You can let them be on their own and you know that they're going to be successful with building this business. But until you haven't checked off those 4 boxes on them, then you need to continue to mentor them in whichever area that they're having the least amount of proficiency in. So the reason it continues on is so that you can help your builder be proficient. And then when you have your weekly calls, team meetings, calls with them, you can kind of see where they're at and where they may need help for their builder. So it just helps you keep organized, and it also helps see where you need to build, which I really love about this. So once you start filling in and enrolling, then you're like, okay, where do I need to put the next person? All right, so that is the fast track planner. So getting back to the goals. So the other thing is you would have your 6 daily questions. So can you hold that book up, Carrie?
You bet.
So that's your daily success. So basically that's like your journal and your way to keep organized and see where you are daily. So when you open it up, I'll let you open that up.
All right. I'll open it up. So it's called My Daily Edge, and it's a 631 Edge Success schedule. And basically it has a page that says my 3 weekly objectives up at the top, which are to attend the team calls, talk to my mentor and set goals, and teach 2 to 5 people for a class. That's what we're shooting for a week, a successful week in building. And then it has your 1 monthly event up over here. And that goal would be to attend the monthly trainings. And then it has an area for your notes, maybe for, when you're learning new things or meeting with people that you want to follow up with and you don't have your name tear pad with you. And then for daily, it has your 6 daily questions that you want to ask. And the first question is, who will I invite to a class or a one-on-one? So these are questions that we want to go through every day. And here's the beauty of this. This is how simple succeeding at this business is. It's just a matter of being consistent with these 6 questions. The trick is that they're really easy to do, which means that they're also really easy to not do, to write off and say, you know, I don't feel like doing that today, and really it's not going to make that big of a difference. Actually, over time, it really does. So who will I invite to a class or a one-on-one is your first question, and then it has your room to write down their name and contact, and then notes about that outreach that happened. Number 2 is who has attended a class that I will follow up with. So look at how awesome of a system this is for really staying on top of generating new contacts and new people that you're working with, as well as following up with those that you already have worked with, so that you're not losing out on the yield from that farming effort. Number 3, who has enrolled and needs a membership overview. Number 4, who is using the products that needs a business overview. And number 5, who is building the business that I will support. So this is awesome because you'll notice that you're looking at your doors of openness. You're staying in that same mentality, and you're just thinking, okay, who's attended a class that I'll follow up with? So who do I need to feel out for openness to walking through door number 1, which is openness to using? Who has enrolled, so they've walked through door number 1, but need some help walking through door number 2 and needing a membership overview. And then who is using the products that needs a business overview. So that would be openness to door number 3. And as you consistently do these and just journal and log these, you will be able to amass a great compounding effect in your pipeline, as well as in your organization, and just the effectiveness that you are having as a builder yourself. So love, love, love this system. Anything else you want to say with that, Shay?
I just really think it's great. It just keeps you right on task. And that 6th question down there, so there's 5 things for daily questions, but then that 6th question is, what will I read, watch, or listen to that will help me grow as a leader? So as we're feeding into other people, it's really important that we remember that we need to be feeding ourselves so that we can be an inspiration and a light to those around us.
Absolutely. That is really a critical piece. Thank you so much for focusing in on that there, Shay. I totally missed it. So personal development, really, really key. And one of the greatest benefits that I have found in doing doTERRA as a business is just the personal growth that has come as I have sought out learning and training and just studying to improve myself as a leader, to improve myself as a friend, to improve myself as a business owner, and just as an advocate of wellness. So critical. Very, very nice.
You want to touch base on the actual system? And
absolutely, that sounds great. So right now, this entire system is available on aromatools.com. That's where I found the best pricing on it. I know that you can also get it through My Oil Life. They have it available as well. But on Aromatools, they have the entire system for about $10, about $110. And shipping is free right now on orders of 150 or more. So you can add on 2 of the Modern Essentials books, which they have on sale right now for $20.99. Add on 2 of those, and that will qualify you for the free shipping. Those books, typically when you're buying them 1 or 2 at a time, they're like $26 each. You don't get up to the price break of them being $21 until you're ordering like sets of 15 plus books. So that's a great price and a great way to get it. In that Edge Success system, you get a 10-pack of the membership overviews, a 10-pack of the business overviews, a 10-pack of the fast track planners. You get that little daily journal that I was showing you. You get a tear pad of 50 sheets of the first presentation, which is your class, the Introduction to Essential Oils class. You get a tear pad of 50 sheets of the kits, the kit options, and you get a tear pad of the 50 sheets of the Wellness Advocate Agreement forms. So you get all of that, plus you get a CD that's called Buckets and Pipelines, which is just an awesome, inspirational CD all about building that pipeline. Gives you great expansion of vision as to how doable that is and why it's worth the effort, even when initially it's just dripping or you're even just constructing so you don't even have any flow through it yet. It is totally worth it. And then they also have a CD series on there, or in that package, that's the 4 essential steps for building your business. So I really recommend getting that. You just will have everything that you need. And if you act quickly enough, you'll be able to throw in the 2 Modern Essentials books, plus the free shipping at $150 of an order. So
Awesome.
yay! So cool. Well, once again, I just want to thank Shay specifically for taking so much time out of her schedule to teach and share with us some of the things that she's learned and discovered, as well as a huge thank you to Rod Richardson for coming and teaching us this. Like I said at the beginning of video number 1, this really is the most powerful training that I have received in all 3 years that I have been receiving trainings with doTERRA. The clarity, the simplicity, the duplicatability. Is that a word? It is now.
You made it.
All of that is exactly what I've been looking for, and I know that Shay's been looking for it, and we've had other leaders on our team looking for this as well. So hopefully you can now just come in and benefit from this amazing training and get started on the right foot of really building success quickly and efficiently, but most importantly, consistently over time. So thank you. You're the best.
Thank you, Carrie, for being a leader that I want to emulate. So thank you for your leadership. And I just wanted to close with a few key terms for us to remember as we've gone through these 5 videos. Remember to seek openness. Remember to just talk to the next person, because not everyone's going to say yes. So your no is just going to lead you to your next yes, get you closer to your yes. Remember to think like a farmer and not a hunter. Tend the field you've planted. So we got to remember to mentor those people that we've already got on board. And remember the key terms. I'm just curious. Would you be open? And would it be okay if? Remember those 3 key terms, and you're going to soar in this business.
Perfection, Shay. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.